HasanAbi, I saw a thread talking about your misogynistic blind spots and biases when covering the Blake Lively smear campaign and Justin Baldoni getting exposed as a predator situation. I honestly watched Caroline cover it, and I think you need to reassess some things, please. There are fans defending you blindly, thinking of it as a personal attack on you to criticize you. I can't begin to explain to you how little I care about this. I'm gonna be honest, 100%. Like, yeah, Caroline's coverage, I saw at least some parts of it was quite similar to mine, which is that, like, it doesn't matter what Blake Lively did. Her vibes or whatever the is completely irrelevant to the valid claims that she made on set, being made uncomfortable and the like. Didn't you not even want to cover it? I didn't, because I'm sorry, but the highest level of mental illness is like radfem accounts that perceive you as like someone who is secretly misogynistic, who you know, has this like dormant misogyny that must be erased from your commentary. Even if the overarching point that I kept hammering on over and over again is that like Blake Lively does not have to be like a perfect victim, and that her vibes overall are irrelevant to the valid claims that she had made, and that supercharged misogyny is being utilized by PR firms in an effort to basically vilify any woman with a valid claim in general. If you have a disagreement with that in any particular way, because you got primed off of like a Twitter thread that you watched or a Twitter thread that you read that hyper focused on any of the instances where I've talked about Blake Lively's like bad vibes overall and not necessarily the broader point, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, think about it. 80 minutes of coverage on a particular issue. I'm covering it up and down. Okay. It's relegated to a 10 tweet Twitter thread. What do you think? Do you think that this is the entirety of my coverage? Do you think that it had, or do you personally think there is no reason to ever even bring up any number of different things that Blake Lively might have done because it played a formative role in the smear campaign in general? Responding to people in the chat, clips out of context. Yeah, that's true. The reason why I usually don't respond to this stuff is because I don't necessarily give a shit. It's ultimately unproductive, and most people just turn around and say, well, fuck you, and then they clip my response to it to be like, he's doubling down, he's a misogynist, which is fine. If you want to think that, they go ahead. I mean, look, if I was a misogynist, I would be an infinitely more popular person online. Let's be real. Okay, Son, I love you in this community, but please stop calling any criticism of this or like the herd trial of some rat fam. It's just that thread is getting blasted by people with feminism far from their chief concerns. I know. It's okay. I mean, we can have disagreements. That's also another part of this issue. Like, we can have disagreements on this. If you think that like the way I'm covering this stuff is bad, then yeah, you can get it elsewhere. It's also something that I just don't give a shit about overall, other than the fact that, like I said, people are really leaning on pre-existing systemic biases like misogyny, supercharged misogyny, in an effort to smear any woman with a valid claim. That is my overarching assessment of this situation. That's the same thing with Megan Thee Stallion as well. The point here is this: do you disagree with that overarching assessment? Do you disagree with that at all? Or is it simply aesthetic? Is the disagreement you have with me on my main point? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Or is the disagreement my aesthetic, the way I'm covering a story? You and Caroline literally said the same thing. This is literally just chatters who wait till you say something for it to become their opinion rather than forming one of their own. Yeah. The thread literally said you just lacked tact. The thread was all about aesthetics. Yeah. This is I think a weapon for me. Me lacking tact and me having jagged edges in my commentary might not come across as aesthetically pleasing to you, and it doesn't matter. And it's not even me being an edgelord, by the way. I'm not like saying, I'm not utilizing or weaponizing like misogynistic language or anything like that. There are limits to the edges that you can have, in my opinion. Okay, but the reality of the matter is I am never going to be a package that you consider perfect and very stubborn on top of everything else, and perhaps maybe have too much pride. All of those things combined, so well PR trained. You think I'm well PR trained? This entire problem is because people want me to be like maxed out on PR. They want me to talk like a corporation. They want me to say stuff like I'm holding bodies in spaces. They want me to say I'm holding spaces for queer media. Okay, that's the type of shit they want me to say, and I'm never gonna say that. Okay, that's the problem. They want me to deal with issues that pertain to like Hollywood celebrities and stuff like that with the same delicate way that I talk about like I don't know, babies being brutalized and in Gaza. And it's just impossible for me to do that. It's never going to happen. Okay. That's it. If you don't like the overarching way that I cover certain stories, maybe it's just not for you. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to do a performance for you is what I mean. And I'm not going to be able to change the way I cover certain things. Isn't it just another case that when you're talking about black issues, you're not talking to black chatters? When you're talking about trans issues, you aren't talking to trans people? Exactly. And when I'm talking about like, in supercharged misogyny being utilized by PR firms to vilify women when they make valid claims like valid sexual harassment at the workplace claims. I'm not talking to women, but it doesn't matter. It's just like, it doesn't matter. Everybody thinks, no, you have to serve me with the content. You know what I mean? You have to serve me. And it's like, no, it's not for you. It's not for you. You are not the target audience. And that kind of hurts people's feelings, I think. They just want me to like change my commentary or the way I talk about certain subjects in a way that like suits your own individual aesthetic purposes. And that's not the case. Chatter saw a single Twitter thread and think you're doing PR. The Twitter thread is nothing. And if you weirdo drama freaks would stop going insane over every single bit of drama, this wouldn't even be a thing. The best part are people coming out of the woodwork saying how vindicated because they always knew I was a sexist, misogynistic pig. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I should be outwoking them by saying I'm autistic. And that's why I talk about things in a blunt way. And you're being fucking ableist. You know what I mean? Hit him with that fucking hit him with that counter. Now, having said that, does this mean I'm leaving the left? No, of course not. You know, you can suck my I'm not going to change my attitude. I'm not going to change my opinion. Many different groups from marginalized backgrounds have spoken out about the ways in which I cover certain topics that pertain to their own personal marginalized identity and have said that I am not good in my coverage or I'm not thoughtful in my coverage and I think I need to hold a space for queer media in my coverage or whatever the fuck, right? All this stuff is silly and it doesn't work and it's not going to work here. This is the package. If you don't like it, well, you don't like it. There's not really much I can do about it. It's mainly about the reason these talking points about Blake Lively are even out there is because of the PR campaign and you reinforce the points every time you deflect to them. Okay. You just vaguely talk about rat films and sometimes it feels like this is a term to paint all women who disagree with you. Yeah, it is. Okay. It is. That's what I'm doing. It's because it's not the secret's out, guys. I don't like women. This entire time I was actually trying to make the world a more tolerant space, or at least the community that I have cultivated a more tolerant space so they could inevitably make it harder for me to be misogynistic, even though there are literally podcasts out there where the dumbest, ugliest cretins on the planet could just get a fucking Shure mic and just go, women are bitches, I hate them, and get like 1 million fucking views. So why the fuck would I find a weird space for myself where I am cynically, secretly fucking talking about patriarchal constructs and things of that nature so that I can secretly turn around and make, play misogyny on New Game Plus difficulty? Why would I do that? A question that should be on everyone's minds is that if I am this secret misogynist, why wouldn't I just be out with it when it's literally a marketing technique? Andrew Tate straightforwardly became one of the most famous people on the planet by just doing that, just hitting that note over and over again. And I was a little late this morning when I went live. Part of that is because I was actually clearing like parts of my closet because I have like thousands and thousands of jackets and hoodies and sweatshirts and numerous articles of clothing that have been gifted to me. And I was like, I want to, LA Thrift Store is about to be lit. No, I'm going to give it directly to people of Skid Row who, probably need it a lot more than random in fashionistas. That's awesome. You're going to help the homeless directly. Just be a bit careful. Wait, what? Oh, we're working with a local organization. I'm over here talking about like helping out unhoused people in Skid Row. They're like, why you want it? I don't like the way you covered the Amber Heard trial. Like, shut the up! Shut up! Anyway, as far as that chatter saying be careful, I don't think that chatter meant be careful because homeless people are violent. I think that chatter meant be careful with like how you film, okay? How you film this this process, because obviously like there is it's not going to be exploitative. That's something that I am like very worried about and very aware of, and so that's what I'm going to be very cognizant of and hopefully it won't be, you know, I mean, not even hopefully, we're going there with some people that work every single day with these people. So it's not, don't film it maybe. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. You're the woke of the day. Isn't it inherently exploitative to film? No, you dumb fucks. The entire point is humanizing these people. That's the whole point. Can you just shut the up, please? Can all of you just collectively shut your stupid fucking woke mouths up? Sounds like a write-off. I am going to Brian kill me. I absolutely fucking despise the insanely cynical nature of everyone online, okay? Insanely cynical nature of every single person online where they just automatically assume the worst of every other person. You are just demonstrating that you're a bad person, okay? That's all you're doing. You're like, I'm a bad person, and I would only do such a thing if there's additional financial gain for me. It's not the case, okay? I'm very aware of how these things look. I'm very aware of what I'm doing. It's not a Mr. Beast segment, okay? Didn't you just say you wish people were more cynical? No, not in this regard. I wish people would be more cynical or more realistic about structural violence and systems that oppress people that they exist under, instead of being cynical about a fucking random Twitch streamer. The entire purpose of this project is not only to deliver deliver goods that are much needed by unhoused people, but it's also being done in a way that is the most ethical, least exploitative way possible, where it's all done with prior consent with local organizers that already work with these guys on a daily basis. And the entire point of this is to develop a better understanding of the humanity of unhoused people who are just like you. Okay, that is the whole point. Japan will heal you. Yeah, we'll see. Because honestly, the other side of the story, especially with respect to Japan, is that I am worried that I'm woefully underprepared. I did get like I got the sick backpack, the new backpack, the one that Nick has, and we're gonna get all the bells and whistles ready to go. I'm gonna probably fire off another IRL stream before I leave for Japan. If you do go to Japan, make it a true vacation and stream less. Gotta rest. No. Are you worried about how negative streaming has become in Japan and Korea? I am a little worried, but I mean, I guess you just got to lock in. Japan tip, pack light there. Chatter, I've been to Japan many times. I know. Your Japan tip, pack light there, buy a suitcase there and fill it up for the flight back. Only works if you are Japan sized. If you're not Japan sized like me, unfortunately, there is no reason to pack light because nothing fits.